Good morning, everybody. It's Max McAllister here for part 3 today of our series on how I'm building a raised bed garden on a pretty much kind of a useless hillside we had at our house. I've been lazy about doing these videos, and so I've made a lot of progress in the last 2 weeks. We've worked 2 weekends on this project, and we're much closer to done now. The construction part's done. I'll talk about it, and then in another video I'm going to give you some of the tips and the things we did wrong or could have improved upon, and things we learned along the way that might save you some time. And then we're about to start on getting some water out to it and burying a water line and getting hydration to all of the beds. But let me show you kind of what's happened along the way. Actually, first you'll notice we've got this beautiful fence here. This is a quick to install and very nice looking fence. We found it at the Home Depot. You basically drive a little triangle, or looks like a little missile, into the ground with a mallet. There's a hole in it, and you just stick these posts down in the holes, and that's all there is to it. You just line this 2 sections up, push the post down into the hole, and that's it. There's a big advantage to this fence, and that is we can take it down in a couple of minutes and put it right back where it was in a few minutes. So if we ever want to actually like empty the beds or dump wheelbarrow or dirt into them to fill them up in the spring or something, that would be very, very easy to do. I had started out doing this type of style of lattice. I used this vertical lattice so that it would resemble the fence a little bit versus the X-type lattice, which most people associate as not very attractive as a rule. And we were doing this, and I was going to have to reinforce it. We happened to be at the store, and my wife Tammy found this stuff, and it was really nice, but obviously not a cheap way to go. But miraculously, she found a gift card she had gotten as a bonus from Christmas a year ago. She forgot about, so that covered the cost of the fence. Doing this fence, about 60 feet of it was about $500. So obviously that's a luxury you don't have to have, but if you can afford it, that certainly makes it look super beautiful and over the top. As far as constructing the gate goes, the gate's actually designed to interlace with the fence system, but it's rickety, and one thing that'll aggravate you anywhere is a gate that is rickety. So I made the gate stand alone on these beams that I had originally started the whole stairwell with, and I used some of the 2-piece gate latch, like lag bolts. We used half of that screwed into the wood. You can kind of come see. And this, I actually can take the gate right off if I want to. So we used that half of a normal gate lag bolt. And then in the fence, these did fit sloppy, and I just went to, you could go to a local machine shop and just have somebody turn you some little plastic bushings up. Cost you a few bucks. And now it fits perfect, and it's very professional and nice and clean looking. So come on into the garden here. You see we've got the 16 beds, and we'd originally intended on the lower level we're going to put some paver stones or something down there, but I decided I didn't want to be walking around in the, potentially even on the stones can get muddy and dirty, and they were pretty high. The beds were pretty high. So what I did was I matched the height of the beds on the top level. Oops. Same height down here, and we just decked the whole thing in. So this was something I hadn't planned on doing, this lower deck level, but it turned out to be like really easy. So now when we want to work, everything's at waist height. As things get bigger, we can go up to the next level and stand there and work down. So that's pretty cool. We've got some bird feeders I'm going to put up, because I've been told that bird feeders, attracting birds, is very good to help keep your insects down. That was a tip I got from my mom. Throwing that one in there. Shout out to Mom. And I'm gonna, when we do water here, I'm gonna put a garden hose down here, one whole section of hose that we can just wash the deck with, or fill something, or spray something. Then we're gonna set up. Well, I'll do hydration on another day. I'll tell you how we're gonna do our water network. That'll be another video. But so here's where some of the things we did to make this on the hillside. We put this kick panel here so that as time, if dirt rolls down, no dirt will come onto the deck, and it, you know, stops us from kicking the stuff and making a mess out on the deck. So that'll keep the deck, you know, pretty nice and clean looking. And then as we got done, we had two areas that were left once we built our, you know, 16 bed structure. One was in this corner up here, and here, let me have that camera. And I just took scrap wood we had left laying around and just boxed this thing up. So now we have an entire another bed here, and we had excess dirt left over. I'm gonna give this back. We had excess dirt. We had a kind of a truckload of a mix of compost and topsoil brought in, and then we mixed vermiculite and peat moss. That was kind of the formula we came up with. Basically, what dirt you're supposed to use is like asking Ford or Chevy or Republican or Democrat. You're going to get mixed answers, completely wildly different. So we figure if we use a little bit of what everybody suggests, we can't go wrong. Then playing on that same thing we did down there, this whole section was just a big empty muddy mess. So I decided I extended the deck all the way to the fence, and we're going to do that same boxing in idea right here. And in the two boxes, we're going to do, since this is really actual ground, we're going to do more bush type plants, raspberries. And actually my wife wants to give a crack at some corn, so maybe we'll do corn here and put some raspberry bushes down in the other one. But so yeah, more permanent ground plants will go in these beds, either that or corn. So where it's all an experiment at this point. So, so this is, you know, kind of the big view. You can kind of maybe come over here and turn around and see the whole project down the line, how it's taken shape. So soon we'll have it water, plumbed, soaker hoses, and it'll all be swept up and cleaned up. And then we've even got some little seeds going in and stuff. So Tammy's already started planting, and that's kind of be it. So, all right, anyway, if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends who might have a similar hillside and want to start gardening but don't have an idea on how they're going to do it. And please share this with your friends. So my name's Max McAllister, and watch part 4 and 5 or so will probably be coming up real soon.